Now, you are one very brave woman. We're obviously not saying where you're coming from because you are in hiding. You are in Venezuela. At the time when the president is really going full blast on arresting dissidents, Operation Knock Knock, coming for them. I assume you're one of the victims or one of the targets. Are you not afraid?
Well, at this point, Christiane, everyone in Venezuela is afraid for losing our freedom or even our lives. But above all, we are committed to make the truth prevail and popular sovereignty expressed in our votes be respected and get a transition to democracy peacefully and orderly so that our kids can come back home.
So let's start a little bit at the beginning. It's clear from everything we read that the Maduro regime was absolutely convinced they were going to win, and are even complaining that, hang on, we were betrayed because the poor people, the people in different neighborhoods, our usual supporters, betrayed us. They said they were going to vote for us. What happened? What happened at the last minute?
Well, I think what happened started months ago. A social movement with very, very deep roots started emerging. It has its moment. It's a movement for redemption and liberation in which women, mothers, are in the first line. And we were able to demolish all barriers that the regime had created among Venezuelans, dividing us in every single, idea, black and white, rich and poor, left and right. And we managed to come together around common values, the family, our dignity, our freedom, justice. The fact that we want our kids back home, as I said before, this is, I would say, this is the center desire that unites Venezuelans together today. So the regime lost total touch with reality, and they lost their social base. And we came over with a movement with no resources, totally censored, persecuted. Our top campaign managers are either in prison or taking asylum in an embassy. And we were able to get this, epic journey take place. And that day, millions of Venezuelans on July 28 came out courageously, and over 1 million of them had specific tasks to defend the vote. And it was simply extraordinary what they did.
I mean, it certainly was extraordinary, and it certainly, as I say, caught them all off guard. So let's just clarify, because you are the leader of the opposition, but they banned you from running. Therefore, you backed a different candidate. You backed Edmundo Gonzalez. And what you have done, I believe, is train an army of volunteers to actually go out, find the tallies, the actual vote tallies, to show the actual truth of what happened. Describe that operation for me, because, as you know, the Maduro regime, the Attorney General, is accusing you all of lying and of having, falsified those results.
Well, the fact is that we have terrible experience, previous experience. Maduro has put in place sham elections for decades, dozens of them. So we decided that this time it was going to be different. We would have the proof of our victory. So we started over a year ago, identifying people, training them, giving them, inspiration and increasing the will to fight, so that we could be in every single polling center. There are 15,797 of them, and every single polling station, it's over 30,000. And we trained them. We worked with all political parties, civil society, volunteers. Everybody was volunteered. And we managed to have people in every single one of them, not only inside as what they call polling monitors or witnesses, but actually to have groups of citizens, volunteers around the center, protecting them, bringing them food or water or coffee. And it was a, incredible journey. We started monitoring the process in the morning. We realized that there were threats to take our monitors out. So we had the communities push for them to get back in, and so they did. And at the end of the day, at 6 o'clock, when the stations start to close, we started receiving the information through an application, an app that read the QR codes, the tally sheets that were printed had. So we had the right by law to get a copy that is an original copy, an original document from every single electoral machine. And so we did. Many of our volunteers were persecuted, but we had the support and cooperation of members of the armed forces that were protecting the electoral process. So we were able to gather them, to take them to safe places around the country. They were scanned, digitalized, and put into a web page. It is the first time this has ever happened.